What's going on, man? I'll be just a second or two. Uh, just letting everything kind of trickle in. No, we'll be doing like 5 games. Probably once the NFL season starts, we'll probably only do like 2 or 3 games throughout the year. Maybe do like a lock 'em. Then we'll pick kind of the bigger, couple of the bigger games. See, like player pickups, injury means what. I don't know about every week, but we'll give it a try. See how it goes. That works. So, yep. If you're in here, say hello. Got any picks? Know the line? Give it to me. Can't make no promises, but Oktoberfest. It's Oktoberfest. About the only or mass produced beer that I actually really like. So try to take advantage of it when it's season. I
What
say I'm
about
gonna buy like 7 or 8 cases. I never do.
what about that Angry Orchard? You like that Angry Orchard, don't you?
But that's local brew, Chuck.
Is it though?
Yeah. Well, it's here. It's locally. Here. Use the mountains from the Brushy Mountain.
Oh yeah. That UGA Clemson game is Saturday night.
On up on it. That's like what 1 in 6 or
Three
in
and
six.
five.
All right, we'll just stick with the maybe. You said it was at night.
Yeah.
First 5 line on it.
We can do
All
that
right,
instead of the Iowa game.
yeah, that's fine. That I know about the arguably Clemson ever. So yeah, I went with PSU. I was get into. So you want to do Iowa instead of Indy?
Do Clemson, Georgia instead of Iowa. Is that what you
I'm
mean?
with me.
Yep.
Nah, just letting this stuff trickle in. All right, guys. Appreciate everyone showing up. It looks like we pretty big following on Facebook. Um, oh well, we're just stuck here for now. So first, we're just going to go through 4 or 5 games, maybe even get to a sixth. I still have the India, India, Anna, and Iowa pulled up on the ticker down there at the bottom. But first game we'll go through here is East Carolina Pirates and Appalachian State Mountaineers. Uh, Kind of a local alma mater for Chuck, local for me, still kind of local for Chuck. So it's always tough to pick app games. I always hate picking games I know I want to be a homer at. But going through East Carolina stuff, they returned 20 of 22 starters. 10 points is quite a bit. It's actually, I believe it opened at 11 and a half. Chung Wei will probably know that. Um, App State's actually losing. Was They picked up Chase Bryce and they lost Zach Thomas.
Zach Thomas, yep.
Yeah. Was he a senior or did he go pro?
Yeah, he was a senior.
Yeah. They picked up Chase Bryce. Chase Bryce actually know Duke at Duke for 2 years, I believe. Then he got a redshirt year. I guess got a red. Yeah, he's a junior. He's actually Cutcliffe's highest quarterback recruit at while he was at Duke. Ever win the starting job. Left last year. Last year, well, he left last year and be a junior or should be a junior. He rostered last year with them.
I don't think he ever was. I think it was just a redshirt year for him.
Uh, uh, so the line's at 10. I'm going to go with East Carolina on it. Bad as that hurts me. I hope I'm wrong on that one. The over under is set at 56. I've got to take the under on that one. I think time you're picking the underdog, I think they're always favored or should be favored on your under as well. Um, like it's 110 for over. Bovada has it, and Bet Online has the under at 108. Chuck, what do you got for it?
Well, I hear you with ECU bringing back 20 starters, but Apps bringing back 14, and has 17 super seniors, folks that gained a fifth year due to COVID last year. So I think that will help kind of balance out those 20 returning starters. App only lost 3 games last year, all to ranked opponents at some point in the year. Coastal Carolina being the highest ranked of those. Um, yeah. Uh,
They always lose. I don't even know.
no, they lost to Marshall early on in the year, who were ranked later on. They lost to Coastal Carolina and I think Louisiana, maybe Lafayette.
Anna.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to pick them to beat the spread, and I think they're going to win by a couple touchdowns. And I think it's going to be offensive showdown. I think looking at like 40, 45, 31, something like that. So I'll pick them to take the over. And we can't talk about App State on this day without remembering um, this is locally called 34-32 day of where we beat Michigan. What is this now? 14 years ago today. So
Yeah,
it
one of the
was.
things I had pulled up here, Caleb Sperling and Demarius Taylor. Last season, Taylor had 6 sacks and on the line. Those look like their front seven. All of those guys back. I mean, I'm pulling for them. I hope they do win. Just think with the COVID, everything's still that great, and I think earning that many starters. I hope I end up being right in both occasions. I hope they win by 7
Right.
on those. Um, Next game we'll go to again. We'll try to do 1 or 2 homers, but tough to pick those games because I got hate in my belly for the Tar Heels. Chuck's got something in his belly. I know Hal's really good. Well, I guess we should. On the line, Carolina's favorite by 5.5, or that was earlier today. The biggest spread, or the biggest UNC favor is on Bet Now. They have it down to 5. The money line or the over under is at 64. Bovada is a little bit better on the over. Bet Online a bit better on the under. But Hal's coming back. Hal might retire as statistically their best quarterback ever. 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns. If he can get to the Carter, they lose Javante. Both both of them really has a chance to be starting running backs then.
Yeah,
Finished 8-4. Reached the goal, I believe.
they did. Yeah,
So Virginia Tech, it was a really bad season for them. I can't tell the way they started 4-2. They dropped 4 straight. Um, did end on a high note over rival Virginia. They won 33-15. Are returning their quarterback, Burmeister, right? Braxton Burmeister.
I think so.
They are returning him, but I just don't think 5.5 is enough. Outside of their running backs, they really didn't lose a lot. That type of quarterback, probably, I would have to see, but I can't imagine over a college career any quarterback strong numbers out. So as bad as it hurts me, I am going to take Carolina and the spread, or give the points. So and the over. Again, I hate being the unders club, but I am going to take the under on it again. I do think Virginia Tech, they're going to be amped out of their mind, be hopped up. So I think it'll be a little more on the defensive side. So I'm going to take Carolina and the under.
I think that they're going to be amped up until Carolina comes down and smacks them in the mouth a couple of times, and goes up 21-0 before the end of the first. They won in Chapel Hill last year. The Hills won 56-45 over Virginia Tech. Rolled up over 650 yards. So I think Sam Howell takes it to him. I'm looking. He's probably going to have 300 plus and 4 touchdowns himself. Definitely going to cover. And what was the over under 60 something? Hell, it doesn't
64.
matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Give me the over on that as well. So
What's up, Rich? What's up, Greg? Piss on the Tar Heels, Greg. That's why I hated making that pick. I hated picking against App State. I'm trying to be not biased. College football is not my pick 'em. And if I do pretty well at NFL, NBA, MLB, don't know why. Like I always struggle in college. I went back and looked over my last probably 30 bets on college. Chung Wei's like the only bet that he's ever won against me with the national title of college a couple years ago. So it's just I don't. We're going to figure it out this year. Me and Chuck will come up with some wager. I'm thinking if I win, I get that Watakita card. Or we'll figure out something over here. That's when we have the 0-0. Typically, what we're going to try more in the NFL. We'll throw some big time college football games in there. But it'll be a lot of fun. So kind of a way, like I said when we done the fantasy, I don't remember being this excited about football since I was like a kid or something. I don't know if it's just last year the COVID thing come back all at once and got sports nauseated or what. But all right. So what's up, Rich, Greg, Jason? Jason said tease Pittsburgh and the over under versus UMass. They're hot garbage. Always bet against UMass. Take the opposite. It over. I kind of have the same strategy on Chung Wei. I usually just let him pick, and I'll take whatever. I'll take the other. I always let him pick. So, a little bit of a strategy I developed. We'll get him on here one day, maybe. Let him do the picks, and you guys run to your bookie, run to your DraftKings, whatever state you're in, and ride the hot hand or not hot hand.
Yeah, place it on somebody else that Chung Wei's not picking.
All right, so next game we're going to do Penn State the Nittany Lions and Wisconsin Badgers off the top of my head. I know they're in both in the teens, right? Like 13 and
What?
19, I believe, ranking wise.
Something like that. Yep.
PSU Penn State is 5.5 underdogs. So Wisconsin's getting 5.5 points. The over under look like we got two lines on here. So we'll go with 50.5. So there's no tie. So the over under is 50.5, and Wisconsin's favored by 5.5. I'd looked it up earlier. I know Penn State lost first 5 games, start out the season. They started out ranked 8th. I know they're a top 10, 8th. But after that, they had double-digit victories. Wolverines, then found a way to run the table. Finishing 2020 with 4 consecutive wins. Yep, so they are the 19th team in the country. Wisconsin is 12. Kind of a tough one here. I'm going to go with Wisconsin on Graham Mertz, top quarterback recruit. And then they're probably going to have some all-conference linebackers. Jordan and Nilsson, both are returning for them. Buckus is the top linebacker award.
Yep.
I believe both of those guys are in that top 10. Defense will be too much for them. That crowd's a little aggressive. I'm going to go, I believe, I'm going to go with the under. I hate keep picking the under here, but I just think that this is one of those ugly games. Whoever commits the least mistakes wins the game. But I'm going to go with the under, and I'm going to take with the point.
I hear
What do you
that.
got, Chuck?
I'll take the under as well. I think it is going to be one of those typical Big Ten slobber knocker games. But I'm going to go Penn State on this. They've won 4 straight in like 6 of the last 7 versus Wisconsin, something along those lines. They've got a very highly rated receiver in Jahan Dotson, who's coming back this year. And in a shortened season, he caught 52 balls for almost 900 yards and 8 touchdowns, and also had a punt return TD. So I think they're going to find ways to get him the ball and straight out beat Wisconsin. So Penn State and the under for me.
All right. Bet Online has it at 5.5. I think it's standard. That's the PSU spread. So they're all the best. My bookie has it at 4.5 under for Wisconsin. That seems to be the best one for them. Both lines are 50 or 50.5. So not a lot there. Not a lot of variances. The lines. It doesn't look like it's really even moved any. It's basically a split on the who's picking what in the public. All right, time to roll tide, I guess. It seems like a pretty nutty high line to me. And I think that's what the masses are thinking. Right now, Alabama is 19.5 point favorites. And the public is voting 80 to 20%. And typically that's a real bad sign. Bryce Johnson, that's who they named Bryce something. I'm pretty sure it's Bryce Johnson.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. They named him as the starting quarterback. Garrett King for his ACL thing last year, right? And then how he's back in what, 6 months,
Right.
7 months.
Yeah.
I mean, saying he's back fully recovered, start the season. I just don't think it's enough. Bryce Young is probably one of the highest, probably since Trevor Lawrence, best college quarterback recruit 5-6 years. I think that much. Alabama lost basically everything. Anything pulled up here, they lost offensive players to the draft, just offensive, not that was drafted, not just left, just straight out drafted. their guard, their two of their wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, basically everyone. So, but it is Alabama. I don't think that that's enough to matter. I would like to see Miami keep a decent game, but I just think Bama's too much for them. I do hate picking with the public on that large of a spread because it's a good thing. Um, like when it's that far, the public is usually. So the line is 61.5. I'm going to take the on it also. I think Bama's defense is going to be super strong, but I just think there's enough of those Miami trash points just throwing the ball up at the and could you pick six the other way. I think you get 30 points, quarter and a half, just trying to do something for someone. So, and I think Alabama and Saban always wants to make big statement all out better and Mac Jones not, but that's what he's going to want to show. So I think it'll be a high scoring game. Probably be 74-8 Alabama over Miami, but who knows? So I'm going with the over, and I'm taking Alabama and giving up the point.
Yeah, if you want to give me 55 points, I'll take that bet. Um, I think in the end, Miami's still ranked 14th. They still have a good squad coming back. I think it's going to take time for some of these folks to gel in Alabama. Granted, it's NFLU and Saban just always reloads every year, but I think while they may end up being a huge powerhouse near the end of the year again, as always, I think it's going to take some time for these folks to get in. And when you're replacing Mac Jones, Waddle, Smith, Najee Harris, several people across the line, it's going to take time. I think Miami will cover the spread. They'll still lose probably, but I'm looking at just a couple of touchdowns, maybe keeping it close, and Alabama shutting them down towards the end. Um, I'll probably join you in the over. Part of me wants to think that maybe both squads will struggle being the first one, but I think there'll be enough firepower out there to get to 60 plus. So taking Miami to cover and then the over.
All right. So another player I forgot to mention was Michi, that wide receiver.
Second coming.
Um, John Michi the third. I mean, this guy, they were saying that basically last year he was the best receiver. If that was the case, why was he not on the field?
Right.
Much talent. They're trying to pay their due. But like Otto was a bum. But this guy is supposed to be like a generational wideout. We'll see. I think that with Young, they try to, like say, on the show, probably should have checked the weather. It says Mercedes Benz.
So
Is that not New Orleans?
I think
No,
the
that's Atlanta.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Never mind. And so it has Miami listed as a home game, but it's not going to be too bad. So sad. We did have. I'll go through my pick here real quick on it. I had one of the other fifth game, but we switched it up. But couldn't find the Jordan. But we had Indiana and Iowa. Iowa is 3.5 point favorites. I don't know if you guys remember, but last year Indiana started out on fire. I believe they won what their first 5 games, 6 games.
Yep.
They made it
Yep.
like top 13, 14. Struggle, got hit with COVID. Finished 6 and still want 1 and 2. That Michael Phoenix had an ACL pair there at the end of the year. Don't look like he's going to be back. Going to be replacing the quarterback. Just a lot of turmoil towards the end of the season. I think they probably get a little little carryover on that. So I actually ended up taking Iowa as the favorite. Going to the next one. So this one, this is probably going to be one of the better games of the year. I think it's just going to absolutely be a knockdown, deep knockout. It'll be in my opinion, it'll be a race to 24 points. Clemson, you know, they lost multiple first rounders on the offensive side of the ball, but a lot of people are saying this could be one of it should be one of the top two Clemson defenses ever. Um,
Yeah, 9 of 11 starters
yeah,
coming back.
so the defense is just going to absolutely be nasty with it. But again, I don't know if that's enough to overcome the points. Let me decipher here, but I'm absolutely taking the under on this game. Georgia has the best defenses in the country as well. They return, I believe it was 7 11 starters. Um, Again, they're another team. Offense got better towards the end of the year, but I don't think they're going to hang their hat on that. So I think you're just going to see two teams that's not trying to beat themselves, being very conservative, and a lot of short short and goal situations. Just run the ball, pound it out, punt it away. Just try to win the field possession battle. So I think this will be kind of that old school game you see Florida State play all the time. But I absolutely taking the under and give me Clemson. I just think that defense is going to be too much. I think they'll find enough way to score enough points to cover. But I think that going to be state defensive. I think it's going to be one of the better matchups that we see all year if you like defense.
Yeah.
Going Clemson, giving up the 3 and taking the under. It's at 50 and a half. It's 50 or 50 and a half, and we're not going to have any ties. Taking the under.
If it was much higher than 50, I probably would be right there with you on the under. I'm going to take the over on that and looking at probably like a 27-24 game, something like that. Like you said, Clemson lost a lot of folks on offense. They've got Lynn J. Dixon to replace ATN. Scotty, how do you say their new quarterback's last name? Have you seen it?
I've seen.
I haven't. I've never heard it in my life. I've just read it too. But I'm going to call him DJ Uiagalelei. They say he's got one. He's got a better arm, at least as far as arm talent, than Trevor Lawrence. So
Who said
be
that?
honest. Um, Herb Street. As far as
He's
like
still mad about all the changes.
probably, as far as like cannon, having more throw
Not like
power than Trevor Lawrence.
Jameis. I can throw the ball clear across the moon, but everything else is
Right. Bulldogs returning their top running back, Zamir White, who had 11 touchdowns last year. Like I say, it's probably going to be come down to the end and who's got the ball last. Since I went against you on the over under, I'm going to go against you on the covering, and I'm going to go Georgia just to make it fun. I think Clemson's probably going to win, but I like to make things fun, pull for
it.
off the people than you are. So I'm going to go Georgia.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
All right, so we got the bold strategy. Cotton was all for him.
That's it.
That's kind of the games we wanted to go through. Like I said, we'll be a little more towards the fantasy football side of it. We're doing 2 or 3 games per week, and like I said, we'll figure out something here probably this week, like a little side wager, a little fun wager on it. We'll keep track of it. I already put up the scoreboard here, so we'll get to change it by tomorrow night at some point. So, but guys, I do appreciate it. I'm gonna hang on here and hopefully open some stuff up here. I do appreciate everybody showing up on it. Thank you guys. If you have any suggestions on it, different view or whatever the case may be. You guys see a little bit more kind of what I'm looking at. So as you get further into the year, they'll get into like this stuff: passing yards per, defensive rating, away neutral sites, ATS neutral site, OU home and away, cover and weather, cover and precipitation, cover and, we'll kind of go through that a little bit more once we get that data. Once kind of go through that. Also, I don't know how many of you guys know about OddShark. OddShark is kind of like the Expedia of hotels. They just do it for gambling. They compare all the different sites. If you're looking to bet, UNC, go through and they'll look at all the sites and who's giving you the better money lines on, or the better over lines on this. It's a good one to look up, a good one to check out. All right, guys, I'm gonna let Chuck off here unless he just wants to hang out and Zoom with me. But we'll go over to the storefront.
Yep, I had fun. Thanks for this, and we'll see you guys next week. And be sure and bring your fantasy questions, stardom, situms. We'll be looking forward to answering some of those questions from the chat as well. But thanks as always. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Scotty. You guys have a good evening.
Yep, enjoyed it. Appreciate it, Chucky.
All right, see y'all.
Your stream keeps freezing up, Rich. What's going on with it? Oh, I got two mics open. Got it. Fixed it. Sorry, I had two mics open.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm just having fun here. Nope. I just hopped on there for a little bit. I need to update. Craig, I will update your thing, guys. It don't look like the basketball is going to fill out. So once the stream's over, I am going to go through and refund the people on the basketball. The football, thanks to Greg and others, is actually sold out completely. So as soon as I can get the product on Wednesday and get an hour, we will break it. So it may be a little bit earlier on Wednesday. So and I think going forward on pick your teams, I'm just going to let you claim the spots until we get to 80% full. I'm not going to request any payment. So I think that's how we'll do that. It'll save me the trouble of going back in refunding everyone. But, it's first PYTs we've done. So I actually got everybody's. So I got the football sorted that we done yesterday. All the Star Wars stuff is wrapped, top loaded. Putting those little cardboard protectors. So nah, it's up there. What's up, man? Bama, these Bamas. What are y'all doing? Yep, Hank. Yeah, I got it. If I can find my phone. I'll be right back. Oops. I'll go through and clip it out. We'll just add the show to it. Just doing personals right now. Baseball's getting there. But the basketball, it doesn't look like it's just going to move, and I hate to hang on to people's money that long, so I'm just going to end up refunding it as soon as the stream's over here. Good luck, man. They trying to fight. Rui. Jalen. Eric Gordon. Little Theo and the Flash. Right color. Yep. Donovan Mitchell. Yusuf Nurkic. Nick Richards. Danilo Gallinari in the silver. Right color, wrong player. Mitchell Robinson. Killian Hayes. Dame. In the court level. And Bogdan Bogdanovic. Marvin Bagley. Pete Nanaji. Terrence Davis. And Markel Fultz. What's going on, man? Just doing a few personals here. No, I am going to refund it and just delete it. So, Russ, Cassius, Isaac Okura, and Cassius Winston. Giannis, James Harden, Matisse Thybulle, and Djokovic. All right, guys. That was the only personal I had to do. Should be on tomorrow. Can't. Yeah, we got Panini Black Football 2020 coming in. So that should be, or 2021 coming in. So that should be a big time product. We may do it may try to pick your team on it, just see how it does. And go from there. May throw it up tonight. The football one is sold out. Just keep in mind that the black is only like 6 or 7 cards. So less than 25% chance of you getting a card, 24% chance of you actually even getting a card. So it is what it is, guys, but I'll find out how I'm going to break it, and I'll post it, let you guys know, and we'll see how it goes. But that should be in on Friday, so I appreciate it, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with the show, chatting it up with me. I always enjoy the company, so everybody have a good evening, good night. There's football on. UAB in Jacksonville State, I believe so. Maybe Sycamore High School, I don't know. But I appreciate it, guys. Everybody have a good evening, good night.